Director at GTEx Holdings. He joins us via Zoom from Dubai. Good morning, Dr. Akitayo, and welcome again to the show.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm very well. A happy new year to you. I think that should be in order.
Yes, Happy New Year. It's gonna
Happy.
be a great year.
It's going to be a great year. Why did you start on that optimism?
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. We're incurable optimist.
Uh, are all entrepreneurs
Yeah.
incurable optimists?
Yes. I mean,
Despite what
the
happens,
whole concept of entrepreneurship is always finding a way where there's no way, right? Creating value in the midst of challenges, looking for opportunities, and that's really what entrepreneurship is about. So.
okay,
I'm positive about this year.
you're positive. Okay, let's start this conversation and talking about. I know you are embarking your foundation. You have a foundation, a $5 million 5-year fund, support for 1,000 MSMEs. Why did you
Mm.
establish this fund? I'm really curious to know that.
Well, again, first of all is that the foundation has existed for 15 years. It started as a program for orphans. We used to visit the orphanage home, organize events. Then later we started bursary, where we've given over 5,000 kids bursary to pay their tuition fee. And we've been doing that. Then COVID came and we saw the impact on businesses. So we decided to, it was just a small scale project, I think every month we're giving away ₦1 million to entrepreneurs. Sometimes one entrepreneur gets the ₦1 million from 2020. Then we felt it's time to structure it better and make it something more robust. And then how do we then fund it? We have a project Vision 2035 where we're going to be building 25,000 houses. We've launched the 1,000 part of it. So part of what we're making from that is going towards supporting, these SMEs. I started the company 15 years ago with just ₦1,000, and I understand what it means to start a business without funding, without capital, and just trying to struggle to make it work. So we're hoping we're able to support 1,000 entrepreneurs, SMEs in the next 5 years by the grace of God.
Okay, apart from what you've just said now, in terms of, I guess that is how you're raising the money, but are there other avenues where you are raising these funds for this MSME support system? Because $5 million is a lot of money.
No, not at all. Personally, a lot of the foundation is funded from my own income. I've authored 35, 37 books, three more on the way. I make money regularly. I coach. So usually friends, money that comes in from my coaching work, plus, of course, GTEx itself is a big organization and is able to, put in a portion into this particular program. But we know that over time, funds like this grow and other, organizations come in and begin to support it. Ultimately, what is important is the success rate of the applicants and those that get it. As institutions begin to see how well they are doing, even for us, that's why we decided to do this. One of the winners when we started during COVID, she makes shoes. She's a lady, funny enough, and she got 500,000. Now she has more than five staff working with her. She, if I came the first runner up in the Titans reality TV show. We had another one that got ₦1 million. I mean, she used a carrot to kind of do bags and stuffs like that. Now she has about 10 staff. So when we saw the success of that, it was, interesting to say we must take this to become something bigger. Of course, a lot of my friends as well are coming in to support us, and we're open to as many support, including from you yourself. So we're open to that. Yes.
Okay,
But initially, myself and the company is the one funding.
Okay, I will take a look at that. But before I go on to your to the next question concerning what you're doing, since you've directed it at me, I'm also involved in giving grants. At least I've been doing it now for the past 4 to 5 years to businesses. But I really want to, yes, I really want to ask you this question, which is, do you think that entrepreneurs value grants? Because sometimes when you give businesses grants, some you will just take off. Some see it also as free money. That has also been my experience in the last few years. So I'm sharing experience, from one that does grants to another person that does grants. So how do you you understand what
Yeah,
I
so
mean? So do they
what's unique
appreciate it
about
because
this
it's also
one
coming
is
from my
that
pocket?
the top 50 are being added to what we call the Stephen Akintayo University. The Stephen Akintayo University is an online portal where we have over 1,000 courses from Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, John Maxwell, Brian Tracy, myself. Different programs that they're able to write tests and even get certificates in. We're also supporting them personally. Some of them who don't have maybe office representation, they can use some of our offices. We have 7 offices in Nigeria, 4 outside Nigeria as well. So we're not just supporting them with cash. Cash is just a part of it. There's a lot of acceleration, mentorship. It's more like an apprentice program where we're really holding. And I think that's also what's a bit unique about it, because you can just give them money. And
Yeah,
like you said, true, they disappear
they
off. You
disappear.
may not see many of them. And some have mastered how to write the best pitch, the best proposal, and in reality, many of us didn't even have a business plan when we started our
Started.
business, and it still
Exactly.
worked.
Yeah.
And sometimes some of these people with, fantastic business plan, and none of it eventually works. So we're making sure it's not just about giving them the grants, is that there's enough, in fact, on Friday, they're going to be pitching the top 10 finalists we have there for this month. So every month we're picking people in different sectors. So the January is agriculture. The 10 finalists will be pitching on Instagram Live. And then on Saturday, the 4 finalists, we have one of the largest real estate developer in the US will be joining us, and he's a top time investor. He's even the one that will be picking the top 2 and also sharing a lot of his experience and strategy. So there's a whole lot of, mentorship. And that's why we're even making the pitch process also live and open for people to learn, because in the course of that interview and, having to correct them, people are learning how to structure their businesses as well.
Mhm. Can you give me a breakdown, a percentage breakdown of how the fund will be distributed? $5 million, but how? Yes, the distribution. And
Yes,
I
beautiful.
I hear
So
it's 20,
just
20
like
to
what you've also
2027.
said,
Yeah.
which is of concern of seeing how we execute it very well, we have decided to make it gradual disbursement. So 2023, only 24 will be awarded 5,000 each. 2020, that's 2 per month. Then 2024, it increased to 4 every month. That's 48 at the end of the year. And then 2025, it now goes a bit bigger, 10 every month, making 120. Then 2026 and then 2027. So at the end of 2027, we'll now have had 1,000. So 2027 is the largest. We're going to be giving over 500 applicants. So our goal is that we'll have been perfecting the process, year after year, to make sure that we're able to select only the best and that there's enough support system to help them as well.
So from what you're saying, that means there will be 24 recipients this year alone. 2 per month?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so it gradually
So
increases year by year.
exactly, yes.
Okay. Are there some businesses you're really interested in? Like for me, I take a look at businesses like startups, development centered and all of that, new ideas, innovation. What particular things are you really looking for these businesses that will be eventually supported with grants?
Very good question. So for us is that we're looking at tech, driven businesses as well as SDG. enabled businesses that are conscious of the SDG. The businesses, those are the two criteria. So we're looking at social inclusion and infrastructure grants. That will be one of the months. That's the focus for a particular month. Another month is climate change and research grants. We have the sports grants. We have the grant for waste management and environmental protection. We have the Young Artists Grants. We have the Mobile for Urban Development Grants. We have the Manufacturing Grants. We have the Research and Development Grants. And then we have the Renewable Energy Grants. And then lastly, we have the grant for African women in business. So the first one, of course, is agriculture. So 12, so every month we are focusing on different sector.
Okay. Um, Still on that question, I really want to dig deeper, which is, do you have, are there, is there a cap really on the number of applicants? That's the first part of the question. The second part of the question is it also open to startups and existing businesses? The third part of the question is a bit tricky, and I don't know if with this your fund is doing that. Are you looking at businesses, perhaps existing businesses, that have a certain amount of business capital to support? That is, you are holding their hands to support them.
So let me start with that. Our goal is to work with startups, but that have started. You must have shown that your value is accepted in the marketplace and people are willing to pay for it, no matter how small. So our grant is just to then help you scale it up. So if you're already, big to a level, we think there are other models, there are other support that you need, not necessarily $5,000 may not even be enough for such businesses. Every business need money, myself inclusive. Our company is always looking for money. In the next 12 years, we're hoping to raise $20 billion. So we're looking for money as well. So that one is normal to every business. Our goal is you've just started, you've demonstrated value, and you just need something to help you scale up a bit, and that's what the grant is for. I'm not sure I remember the first question you asked.
Is there a cap on the number of applicants? But I think perhaps you've answered that earlier. Is there a cap
No,
since you said?
no cap at all, but you must
Okay,
be 18 in terms of age.
okay,
For the agriculture, we had over 1,000 applicants, about 411, meet up with the submission of CAC and in terms of their business plan. Then we had some other ones who couldn't even send their pitch because we asked them to send a 1 minute video pitch. So that was how we gradually scale it down. Of course, those who didn't send CAC could not move on to the top 50, so gradually. But the portal is able to take as many. You can just visit www.steveakintayofoundation.com. You scroll down, you will see all the various batch for each month. You can apply to the one that fits your type of business, and hopefully we'll get back to you. But it's open to everyone. Yeah.
now 2023, you said is going to be a great year. That's how you opened the show, this interview, with a very optimistic emotion, sentiment. How do you think people can really improve their personal finances this year? Because I know you're also a personal finance coach. And in fact, when I started the show this year, that was last week. I started on the 9th of January, the live shows. In fact, the whole of last week, or majority of the whole of last week, I was teaching people here about personal finance. You know, you need to get yourself sorted. You need to learn. You need to unlearn a lot of things and relearn. So it's like we're operating on the same wavelength. But as a personal finance coach, how do you think that people can improve their finances this year?
But very good question. I would start with safety. I mean, when you look at the data, I mean, you just even announced Microsoft also laying off 10,000 staff. Amazon has done 18,000. everybody's laying off. So definitely it's going to be a tough year. So when you see me say it's going to be a great year, it's not because the data is showing that, oh, there's something in the air.
Yeah.
But as entrepreneurs, we
Mm.
have to be dynamic. You look at the challenges, you evolve, you adapt. So my first advice would be, how do you provide, security measures like insurance, for example? Is important. By the way, I don't have an insurance company to sell, so I'm not marketing here. But it's important that you take, seriously, that what if I lose my job? What if my business is not bringing the kind of income it used to bring? Here in Dubai, for example, they did something fantastic. I hope Nigeria can do it, where there's a new insurance policy of just $1.47 for every employee. And what that does is that once you pay that, if you lose your job for 3 months, you will get your salary paid by the compensating company. So that way, while you're trying to get a new job, something is taking care of you. Same thing for entrepreneurs. You must structure something that can be there for you in rainy season. And there are a lot of programs that can help in this annuity insurance schemes and all of that. My second is also, particularly for entrepreneurs, is to work hard on build monetizing your own personality. One of the things I've had to do that changed my business was when I structure my life such that I don't rely on my business to take care of myself and my family anymore. So whether my company does well or not, I'm just going to be fine because I've put in structures. I've, authored 37 books, three more to be launched on my birthday, 28th of January this year. So every day I earn from Amazon, money coming in. I've monetized my content, my teachings. I have an online university. People pay $247 a month. And I think we've had almost 10,000 people pass through that. So you need to, as an entrepreneur, begin to say, how do I monetize my success and failure in business? Right? So, because some people need it. Sometimes we just assume that what we've gone through is not important. A lot of people will pay you to understand, what to understand the journey, because smart people don't learn from their own mistakes. They learn from other people's mistakes. So find a way this year. What are the other sources of income around your skills, around your talent, around your personality that you can monetize, so that even if the business is not doing that well, you and your family are good. And once you are mentally stable, you can take big risk. For me, I was able to start taking, long-term decision in the interest of the company once I'm no longer thinking school fees for the children, house rent for the home, right? So I can think for my company long term. We can take risk because we're not just thinking short term anymore. So I mean, there are a lot more, but I'm not sure we have enough time to cover them. But it's a year to look deep into my personal finance, not just the organization, but how do I restructure my own personal income?
And that is where personal and business finance coaching really comes in. Do you think that Nigerians are embracing that right now? For example, I did a personal and business acceleration masterclass last September. We're going to be doing another one this year. But do you think that Nigerians are beginning to embrace that? And what actually is the criteria that you use in taking people to coach them, whether it's in business or in personal finance? What does it take for you to be a coach for someone?
Very good question. So I think Nigerians are, particularly Nigerians in diaspora, because one of the
Mm.
things those in diaspora realized was that, they left Nigeria thinking they were going for greener pasture. Suddenly it's as if there is a repetition, of what they were facing. So people are beginning to realize that, look, there's something internally wrong. There's something I need to fix. There's something I need to correct. There's an adjustment. There's a shift that is required. So I think among Nigerians in diaspora, a lot of my students are in diaspora, and so I would say yes. Of course, Nigerian back at home, sometimes people are worried considering the bill. So sometimes when we do even seminars back in Nigeria, is highly discounted. I mean, we
Yeah.
had the Global Web Festival, we did US, we did London. By the time we got to Nigeria, we literally reduced the price by 90% just so that more people can attend. Else, you see people say, I want to, but I just don't even have
The
the
money.
funds. But what I've done in terms of my own coaching program is to have multiple layers. So I have the free option. So on my YouTube, I have about 2 YouTube accounts. There are over 1,000 video content on different things, right? How to start a blog, for example, how to monetize your YouTube account, how to make money from, content, all manner, right? How to do forex or crypto or real estate, all of them for free, right? So I have that option. You go to YouTube, you have that free content, so you can't say I didn't give you anything for free, right? Then if you now can afford it, then you move to our community, which is the Stephen Akintayo University, where in that portal, I now brought in Grant Cardone. They had a special training. Robert Kiyosaki, Brian Tracy, all these great, coach had to come to teach on that platform. So it's all recorded. There's a quiz. There's a certificate per course, and broken down in a way you can assimilate better. And every week we have a session with those people as well, and that goes for $247. But we currently do discount for $47 a month, so that more people can afford it. And then from there, we now have what we call the group coaching of 10 to 20 students per field now. So I want to learn real estate. We have a group of you people, and I'm coming there to teach, and a couple of my partners coming to mentor. And then we have, whether it's in personal finance or investment in forex or crypto or any other game. So we have all of that. Then you now have the one-on-one with me. For the one-on-one with me, I only take 10 people a year, and they have to have grown their business to a level. Because I realize that, and we need to be realistic as coach and teachers now. Sometimes we're speaking above people's head, right? There are some things we no longer are into. So if your business is not at a level, it may be difficult for me to be able to give you some relevant information as of now. So for the one-on-one, I only take people whose business at least $1 million and above, so that if I'm asking you, why not talk to this person? You can handle your PR problem, for example. Then you say, the person asked me for $20,000, I can't even afford it. So that's just mess up the whole strategy being, given to you. So for me, one-on-one, I take a bit more of the high-end guys, but we've structured for everybody at any level.
Okay, let me ask you about the initiative GTEx Homes, because that was what we spoke about when you
Yeah.
last appeared. You're in charge of the 1,000 units. I would like to have an update on that. I like following up. So what's the update on that? And secondly, what are also the proper channels for people that might be interested to invest or buy from your real estate company, to buy houses or own homes from your real estate company?
Okay, beautiful. So 1,000 housing units are an off-plan project. Construction will start by March, and we have about 8 locations. People have started subscribing. In fact, one of the things we're trying to do between now and March is to open offices in those particular places, so that at least we move a sales office on site, and more people want to invest can just go straight to the site and talk to the team on site. What we've done with that project, and I'm excited about it, we hope more people take advantage of it, is that it gives you 3 years to pay for your own house. And you are getting a property where you are, it's very, very well structured, because you are not paying too much in terms of you're using renewable energy. We're not connected to the national grid. We have structured everything in such a way that hopefully people who are living in those estates will be able to have a real quality lifestyle. But again, these things are not easy in terms of affordability. So we hope that people will take advantage of the fact that you have a 3-year period to pay for it. So we look forward to that, and that is going on well. For those who are, do they apply, or how do they go about it? They can always visit www.gtexhome.com, or just Google our company name. They will could see our offices. By the way, we're also in real estate in Dubai, US, and UK, and we've seen a major pool for investors in Dubai, particularly. There are a lot of new projects being launched every day in Dubai, and so we hope that people are able to take advantage of that. So just Google GTEX Homes or email info@gtexhomes.com or visit any of our offices, and we have an amazing team to reach out to you.
What is your outlook for the real estate market for this year? Bearing the fact that, of course, you're someone that have invested in that sector in the UK, Dubai, US, and where did I mention? Nigeria, Dubai, UK, and the US. So what's your outlook really
Yeah.
for this year, bearing in mind that the economic conditions is really surrounded with a lot of uncertainty?
Absolutely, you're very right. What we've seen is that in developed worlds is slowing down. So people, for example, I mean, during COVID, what happened was because there was a lot of remote work. People were living in, let's say, New York, California, were able to move to, for example, Dallas, and get where they were spending 1 bedroom. Now that money can cover 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom in Dallas, quality lifestyle, and they were still able to work because it was remote work. Now that remote work is, in fact, a lot of the downsizing is more of remote staff, really. So you are seeing situation where people are being forced back to the major cities, and of course they have to pay a lot more in rent. You have seen smaller 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom moving faster than during COVID, where you had people having appetite for bigger apartments. So but again, like I said, as entrepreneurs, you are always, as long as you are dynamic and you are conscious of the trend and you evolve, you will always do well. And for us, that's what we are seeing, that we're able to take advantage of the opportunities where they exist. For Nigeria, of course, the housing deficit has never allowed the real estate market to crash at any time, because the issue is that you even need a lot more. What you often see in Nigeria is maybe slow down, maybe not too many people are able to buy more units because of affordability, but you will never really see crash until we hit enough housing units in Nigeria, which we have a long year to go for that.
Okay, I'm just gradually looking at our time, and we have about 2 minutes or so to end this show. So let me ask you, what is your advice for employees, the 9 to 5ers, as well as advice to entrepreneurs, those that own their businesses? That's the A part of the question. The B part of the question is that we just have a few more days to the elections. What are your hopes concerning the new administration, whosoever will win? What kind of economic policies should we expect so to put Nigeria path on the path of recovery?
Mm. So if you're an employee, my advice to you is this year, don't go for certificates, go for skill, right? Don't go for grades, go for skill. There are a lot of skills that will even pay you way better uh, this year without you having certificates. There are a lot of certification programs you do for 3 months, and you even get better job than those who have PhD in another field. So go for skills. And one of those skills you need to go for is the skill to sell. You have to be able to sell. When recession is hitting, global recession everywhere, your ability to sell becomes the indispensable skill to have. So that would be my advice. Same thing for entrepreneurs as well. Sharpen your ability to sell, sharpen your ability to convince people about the value of your product and services. As long as you understand how to, show people the benefits in your product and services, people will always invest with you. People will always come do business with you no matter what. But more importantly, as well, as an entrepreneur, be dynamic, be flexible, right? You may be shocked that this year, maybe that year, that the business you overlook, that smaller business becomes the major one, and the major one becomes the smaller one. As for election year, we hope that the right person will win. But either way, I'm very positive about the top three candidates, APC, PDP, Labour. The three of them have business exposure. They're exposed when it comes to entrepreneurship. So I expect business-friendly policies. I expect policies that are friendly to business. I think, any one of them will win. It will be definitely better than the last 8 years. I can almost take that to the back.
Okay, 1 minute
Yeah.
left. Let's use this 1 minute. You've always said that you used 1,000 naira to start your business. I've always been very curious to know how you came about that. 1,000 naira, yes, 1,000 naira has landed you where you are now, that you're giving $5 million in grant to people 15 years later. And $5,000, that's no
Yeah.
small money here in Nigeria, because at the official rate, if you're giving a business person at the official rate of 461, that should be about 2.3 million naira. And at the black market rate, 3.7 million naira dash to people. So how did you start your business with?
Official rates.
Yes, yeah, official rate.
And it's naira equivalent.
Yes,
We're
naira
giving, yes.
equivalent. So how did you start your business with 1,000 naira? Very quickly.
Well, I started, it was a bulk SMS business.
Oh.
So we used to, if I couldn't even afford my own website. So I signed up on somebody else's website. I didn't even have a laptop. I used to go to a cafe. So I signed up, and then a particular organization had a seminar. They gave me 700. I added 300 to it. So I bought 1,000 units worth of SMS. In those days, you would send us the message and the numbers. We'll go to cafe, type them, then send the SMS out to everyone. That was how I started. So before you know it, by 2015 was when we started doing over 100 million transactions, because Chivita, PZ, banks were our clients, political parties were our clients at that point. And it was that same 2015 we then evolved into real estate again, which is why, you just have to evolve, because if you had stayed with bulk SMS, I'm not sure we'll be here. So it's wisdom to always evolve over time.
Thank you very much for coming. At least this is where I'm landing the plane now. We've been 30,000 above sea level, so we're landing right now, and I guess we're landing well. So thank you very much. I want to hear the updates. Let's talk soon. Thank you for always coming on the show. I wish you well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, I've been speaking with Dr. Stephen Akintayo, who is the managing director at GTEX Homes and GTEX Holdings. You've heard it from him, so if you're interested, you've got to check out their website at gtexhome.com. That's the much we can take on today's edition of the program. Please join us again tomorrow. Be the best you can be and be the change that you want to see. I am Nancy Naji. Bye now.